Hi, beautiful soul. Spirit showed me something that made everything click. The collective is getting the signs, but most people are misreading them completely. They're looking for big dramatic messages when Spirit is speaking through quiet, everyday moments. If this video found you, it's because you've been questioning whether you're interpreting Spirit's guidance correctly. You've been getting the signs, but you're doubting if you're reading them correctly. Spirit has some clarity about how to deepen your trust in their guidance. This is a collective message. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Take a deep breath. Spirit is always whispering to you. Let's begin. We received Citrine, bring in the light. This is a crystal of joy, abundance, manifestation, solar energy, optimism, and clarity. Here's what Spirit wants you to know about interpreting their signs. You're looking for them in all the wrong places. Citrine says that the collective is waiting for dramatic, undeniable messages when Spirit is actually speaking through lighter moments, the simple joys, and the everyday magic. That perfect parking spot, that's a sign. The song that comes on at exactly the right moment, that's Spirit talking. The stranger who smiles at you when you're having a rough day, that's guidance. But the collective keeps dismissing these coincidences because they're not flashy enough, not mystical enough, and not spiritual enough. You want burning bushes when Spirit is sending butterflies. You want voices from heaven when Spirit is whispering through your morning coffee tasting extra good. Spirit says you're interpreting the signs correctly when you start seeing the light in the ordinary, when you recognize that abundance isn't just money, it's also the abundance of small, beautiful moments that happen every single day. The problem isn't that you're not getting signs. The problem is that you're not honoring the signs that you're getting because they feel too simple, too normal, or too easy. But that's exactly how Spirit likes to work, through the gentle, the subtle, and the everyday sacred. We then received Rainbow Obsidian, Heal Your Heart. This is a crystal of emotional healing, protection during vulnerability, and rainbow light through darkness. The collective is misinterpreting spirit signs because you're reading through them through your wounds instead of your wisdom. Rainbow Obsidian says that your heart needs healing before you can clearly receive guidance, because a hurt heart sees everything through the filter of pain. When your heart is wounded, you're going to interpret delays as responses of rejection. You read silence as abandonment. You see detours as punishment instead of protection. Every sign gets filtered through what did I do wrong instead of what is Spirit trying to show me. But here's the beautiful thing about Rainbow Obsidian. It shows you that even in the darkness, there are rainbows. Even in your deepest healing, Spirit is sending you signs of hope, love, and guidance. You just can't see them clearly when you're looking through the lens of old hurts. Spirit signs often come through your healing journey. The therapist you randomly found, the book that fell off the shelf, the conversation that triggered something that needed to come up. These aren't accidents. They're guidance disguised as healing opportunities. To interpret spirit signs correctly, you need to heal the part of you that expects abandonment, punishment, or disappointment. When your heart is healed, you start seeing signs of love everywhere because that's what Spirit is always sending you. The next card was Hematite, Ground Yourself. This is a crystal of grounding, protection, mental clarity, staying present, and earthing energy. The collective is misreading spirit signs because you're too up in your head and not grounded in your body. Hematite says that you're overthinking the guidance instead of feeling it, analyzing the signs instead of trusting what your body knows. Your body is your first oracle. It says yes before your mind can catch up. It says no before you can rationalize why. But you've been so trained to live in your head that you're missing the clearest guidance system that you have, your nervous system. When something is right for you, your body relaxes. When something is off, your stomach tightens. When you're on the right path, you feel energized. And when you're forcing something that's not meant for you, you feel drained. Spirit sends signs through your body constantly, but the collective keeps looking at signs outside of themselves instead of tuning into what's happening inside. To deepen your trust in Spirit's guidance, you need to get grounded in your physical experience. Notice how different choices feel in your body. Pay attention to what gives you energy and what drains you. Trust the wisdom of your nervous system. The clearest signs aren't always the most dramatic ones. They're the ones that your body recognizes as truth. We then received Phantom Quartz, Embrace Change. This is a crystal of growth through layers, past life healing, accepting transformation, and evolution. The collective is struggling to interpret spirit signs correctly because you're resisting the changes they're pointing you towards. Phantom Quartz says that spirit's guidance often looks like disruption, and you keep trying to maintain the status quo when the signs clearly say it's time to evolve. The job that's making you miserable, the relationship that's run its course, the living situation that no longer fits. Spirit has been sending the signs about these for months, but you keep hoping that they'll get better instead of recognizing that the discomfort is guidance to move forward. Spirit doesn't send signs to keep you comfortable. They send signs to help you grow. And sometimes the sign is gentle nudging, and sometimes it's a cosmic push off the cliff. Either way, the message is usually about embracing change, not avoiding it. The collective misreads signs because you want them to confirm what you already want to do instead of guiding you towards what you need to do. You want signs that say, stay safe, when Spirit is saying, take the leap. Phantom Court shows you that growth happens in layers. Each sign builds on the last one. Each message gets a little bit more clear, a little bit more insistent, until you finally listen and make the changes that's been calling you. Trust the signs that are pointing you towards growth, even when the growth feels scary, especially when the growth feels scary. Our next card was Turquoise. Prioritize your health. This is a crystal of healing, communication, throat chakra, speaking the truth, and wellness. Spirit is sending you signs about your health, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, but the collective keeps ignoring them until they've become a crisis. This card says that you're misinterpreting the early warning signs as minor inconveniences instead of important guidance. That exhaustion that you keep pushing through, that's a sign to rest. That anxiety that won't go away, that's a sign to change something in your environment. The relationship that drains your energy, that's a sign that it's toxic to your well being. But you keep looking for signs about your career, your love life, or your money, all while ignoring the signs about your health. Spirit can't guide you towards your highest good if you're not healthy enough to receive it or act on it. Turquoise also rules communication, and Spirit is often trying to tell you to speak up about what's not working for your health, to say no to commitments that exhaust you, to ask for help when you need it, and to communicate your needs clearly instead of expecting people to read your mind. The collective misses health signs because you've been conditioned to ignore your body's messages and push through discomfort, but your body is constantly giving you feedback about what's serving your highest good and what isn't. Start interpreting your energy levels, your sleep patterns, and your physical symptoms as your guidance. Your health is often the first place that Spirit will speak to you about what needs to change. The last card we received is the Golden Healer Quartz. This is a master healer. It helps accessing higher wisdom, opening to divine guidance, and golden light. The final piece of interpreting spirit signs correctly is opening the door to higher wisdom that goes beyond your logical mind. Golden Healer Quartz says that you're trying to understand divine guidance with human logic, and that's like trying to catch the ocean with a teacup. Spirit operates on a frequency that's beyond what your mind can comprehend. The signs that they send often won't make sense until you look back and see how perfectly everything connected. The detour that seemed like a mistake led you exactly where you needed to be. To deepen your trust in Spirit's guidance, you need to open the door to mystery, to be okay with not understanding why you're being guided in a certain direction, and to trust the process even when you can't see the destination. Golden Healer Quartz is about accessing the Master Healer energy within you, the part of you that already knows what you need, where you're going, and what's best for your soul. This part doesn't need to analyze every sign because it recognizes truth when it feels it. We struggle to interpret signs because we want guarantees, explanations, and logical reasons. But Spirit's guidance often requires us to trust first and understand later. So, love, open the door to receiving guidance that doesn't make sense to your mind, but makes perfect sense to your soul. That's where you're going to find the magic. The message here is clear. The collective is getting signs constantly, but we're misreading them because we expect them to be dramatic. We filter them through our wounds, we overthink instead of feel, and we resist the changes that they're pointing us towards. We ignore health guidance, and we try to understand divine wisdom with human logic. Spirit's guidance is always available. You just need to learn how to receive it with an open heart, a grounded body, and trust in the mystery. And Spirit's channeled whisper today is this: stop waiting for me to shout when I'm already whispering constantly. The signs are everywhere, in your body, in your joy, in your healing, and in your growth. Trust what you feel, not just what you think. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, love. I bring you these channeled messages from Spirit with so much love and with hope that they help heal the collective with whatever we have going on. Spirit is speaking to you every single day through the small moments, the body sensations, the synchronicities, and the gentle nudges towards growth. You don't need dramatic signs to know that you're being guided. You just need to trust what you're already receiving. I would love to hear your thoughts and insights on this channeled message. Tell me in the comments what signs you've been receiving that maybe you've been dismissing as too ordinary. And if your heart's being called to deeper guidance, I offer spirit-led readings through my Etsy shop, both pendulum and tarot. Each reading is crafted with love and care. I hold a sacred space just for you. You'll find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. And just a loving reminder, this was a collective reading. Listen to your intuition. Only take what resonates with your heart and lovingly leave the rest. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you're alerted when new videos are available. I love you, I appreciate you, and remember, the signs that you've been waiting for are probably already here. You just need to trust yourself enough to see them.